Hi, my name is Stephanie, and I've decided to do like a sexual assault series where I like come up with topics to talk about. And uh well, today's topic is gonna be about what to do if you've been sexually assaulted. Now, the first thing people normally do when they're sexually assaulted is they pretend that it didn't happen. Like, at first, you feel numb. You feel like, how could this have happened to me? How could I have let this happen to me? And you just feel so hurt and ashamed. And you kind of just want to like crawl into a hole and just like never come out. Um, so that's like one of the first things that people do is they just hide and they will hide inside because it's like, I can't believe this happened to me. Why did this happen to me? So you feel like numb at first, and then you may feel angry, and then you may even feel upset and cry all night, cry throughout the day, and really try to process that this has happened to you. But once all of that has happened, once you cry, be angry, feel numb, want to hide, don't want to be bothered with anyone for like a week, 2 weeks, then you think, okay, only person that I know that this has happened to me is me and my abuser. So you think, maybe I don't tell anyone. If I don't tell anyone, then no one gets hurt. No one, um, I don't get embarrassed. I don't feel shame. I don't have to go through the legal system of going to court and telling police about what happened to me and telling my family what happened to me. I can just pretend like this never happened to me. I could just go on living my life like this did not happen, and that's it. And just move on somehow with my life. Okay, so this is what most people do. This is what I've done. The problem with this is that it never goes away. So you might think, if no one ever knows, then I could just forget about it. The problem is you never forget about it. And life has a way of keep showing you what you need to heal from. So you might get sexually assaulted multiple times and you might think, why the hell this keep happening to me? It's because you're not healing from it. Or you might find yourself around people that's abusive. They don't have to physically abuse you, but they might verbally and emotionally abuse you. And you might say, why do I keep attracting these people into my life? It's because you didn't heal from what happened to you. Um, so life have a way of like coming in circles. If you don't learn a lesson and you don't heal from it, it'll just keep popping up in your life one way or another. Because it's trauma, and once you go through trauma mentally and physically and emotionally, if you don't heal from it, then the trauma will keep popping up in your life, or stuff will keep coming into your life to trigger that trauma until you're able to heal from it. So I said all of that to say, um, what should you do if you were sexually assaulted? Okay. Being that I did what most people do, I would say the first thing you need to do is acknowledge that this has happened to you, cry, feel numb, angry. Just feel. Don't 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 block it. Don't block it out. Don't try to avoid it. Feel, because once you block it out and you numb yourself to everything and you pretend like it didn't happen to you, then you'll go on for weeks, months, even years, and all that pain will still be inside you, and you'll just be numb to the world, and you don't want to be numb to the world. So, because being numb to the world, you're going to be a hurt person, and you're going to be easy to hurt other people around you, and you don't want to hurt people. But being that you're a hurt person, it's easier to hurt other people. So, acknowledge the pain, acknowledge what has happened to you. Then, if once you feel safe or comfortable, tell someone that you trust. Tell a parent that you trust. Tell a best friend that you trust. Tell a family member that you trust and that you feel comfortable and safe to tell. Because once you tell someone, then they can think logically for you, because you're not going to be thinking logically, because you're going to be emotional because something horrible has happened to you. So you're not going to be thinking logically. So once you tell someone, they might be thinking more logical than you, and they can guide you to what you should do next. Now, once you tell someone, they might tell you that you need to go to the emergency room. That's if you was physically assaulted, you should go to the emergency room, because they have rape kits there. They have social workers there that can guide the process of either healing your body or getting you help mentally, because you're not going to be thinking correctly. So you're going to need help mentally and physically. So emergency room can get you to that process, or start you on that path of getting therapy or just getting treated physically. Okay. Now, if you do go to the emergency room, or if the person you tell say you need to go to the police, go to the police. They're gonna ask you a whole bunch of questions. Answer the questions. Now, if you don't want to prosecute the person that abused you, you don't have to. If you do, it is a process, and you're gonna have to be dedicated to going through with it. So, acknowledge what happened to you. Tell someone. Tell a family member. Tell your best friend. Tell a parent. Tell a teacher. Tell the police. Tell anyone that you feel comfortable with, safe with, and you trust. Go to the emergency room. If you were raped, you should go to the emergency room. If you were beat up during your assault, you should go to the emergency room. If you're so out of it mentally, you should go to the emergency room. They will help you. They have social workers, they have doctors, they can help you. Now, if you don't want to do any of those things, if you don't want to tell anyone, if you don't want to go to the police, if you don't want to go to the emergency room, if you don't even want to acknowledge that this has happened to you, you can bypass all those things and just go look for help. You can Google district attorney offices in your community, and most of them have free trauma therapy. Now, when you go, when you call them, just tell them, I, this has happened to me. I was sexually assaulted. Do you have free counseling? Or do you know any place that have free counseling that I can go to? They will give you numbers where you could call, or if they have it there at that district attorney office, they will connect you to that department and they will set up an appointment. You should go. It's very important that you get therapy. And the reason why is because if you don't feel safe telling anybody, or you feel any shame or guilt or embarrassment, then you don't have to tell anyone around you. You can just go get therapy. And the therapist is not going to judge you. They're going to try to help you, and they're going to try to help you cope with what's happened to you. Now, I would say it's better to have someone there with you, but if you don't want anyone there with you, if you don't want anyone to know, at least get therapy. At least let your therapist know, or get a therapist that only they will know, because as long as you're getting help, they're like, because they're trained in trauma and they are trained in helping people get through it and to cope with it. So it will benefit you in the long run, because it will help you heal, and it will help you be able to tell other people what happened to you eventually, when you feel comfortable and when you feel safe enough to do so.